This is Wednesday, and you know what that means. AEWTF.
What does that mean?
And how many people on the roster do the Destroyer?
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to put over the PWG library.
I just think that people got fooled by the blood and girls bleeding.
Oh, man, those guys are awesome.
Hello and welcome to AEWTF. And you know what that means. We're going to be talking about Dynamite from 6/4/21. And these are going to be like the two most back-to-back episodes we've ever produced out at one time. And just like no one asked for, you're getting extra content from us. So
Is it extra content or just the content we were supposed to be doing late?
there it is. That's the one.
That's
well, this
the
one's
one.
like that's the one. This is like early though. I guess we usually would do Wednesday and then out on like Friday night. So pretty close to our normal pattern 2 days later. We were without Jason. He has died. So we will. He's at a PF Chang's in Kentucky, which is the same as
It's just, let's say, I didn't know Kentucky was letting them in the state.
all the waiters talk to the stairs with
I'm shocked to hear Kentucky has any type of Chinese or Asian restaurants.
Well, they make all the waiters talk with the same accent. They got that AEW guy fired here a while back. So,
Oh, man. Shout out to Willie Urbina.
Yeah, we can loop this all back around to AEW somehow. So today's episode aired 6/4/21. It's the episode right after Double or Nothing. They open up with like I think they do this. They showed the Sting thing, right? A little bit of that, like Sting's still a thing.
I think they go right to the match.
Okay, I thought they showed a little bit of this, or I just saw this thing maybe right before. But yeah, so I didn't get to see that match, and I saw the clips maybe right before. I thought they showed like a couple stills maybe of him like diving off the stage or whatever.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was before his segment, not before the Young Bucks match.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I think they just go straight to the match.
All right, I just have it wrote down here. But anyway, so the first match is Pac and Penta versus the Young Bucks. I'll say it's about the Young Bucks. I like that they're doing more character thing, and I made sure to remember this. So whenever I'm wrestling and I'm doing a whole lot of character work, like say it's like I'm going to work a show tomorrow that's going to be a whole lot of character stuff, like Booyah, all the don't have to really work. I don't connect as crisp on stuff, and I catch myself doing it. I don't want to do it, but that's just what I do. And then, like, if I'm wrestling like you, Omega, then everything's going to be more crisp, and I'm more aggressive and things like
You're
that.
like, this guy, I'm going to punch him as hard as I can.
Yeah, I'm like, or I'm wrestling Cash. Either of you guys, like, everything's going to be more crisp and more solid and more serious. But if I'm doing like Cash will wrestle at the retirement home, like, we legit did that. They wheeled people out in wheelchairs, blah, blah, blah. And we just did Hogan, and Cash did the little Donnie punches and go bam, bam, when he punched people. Like, none of my stuff's crisp, right? Because it's not serious. I feel like the Young Bucks do the same thing. Like, they were covering up for kicks way more than normal. And, like there was a super kick that didn't even come close to connecting. And, like, they got both hands up on one of the penta kicks and stuff. But I thought the match was still really good. It's just that I feel like when they're doing their heel shtick, that they're not as crisp as they normally are, if that makes sense.
I felt that way about everybody on this show.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because it was like a Friday night, a late. They kind of get the idea that AEW doesn't really care right now because they're afraid to go up against SmackDown or basketball.
Can we say that this was definitely the B roster they used tonight, besides the Bucks? Really?
I mean, this was a mailed-in show. I thought from everybody.
Yeah.
It's weird that you say, like, they're making that choice when it's TNT making that choice for them.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but
You'd think if they let Khan pick what time he wanted to go on, he'd say, yeah, let's go on real late at night where nobody's going to watch us.
Yeah.
Then don't have a show. Like, I don't know what you do, because if you're just going to put out a kind of a shitty product, what's the point?
Yeah. I thought that, so maybe this match was first. They knew it'd be the work rate match to try to get people to stay later. I mean, is that what their goal was? They put the Bucks out very first thing and maybe people stay.
So you're saying they're going with the Saturday night's main event thing?
Yeah.
And then Greg Valentine's at the end of the show?
Yeah, basically.
This really was a Saturday Night's Main Event card now that you mentioned that. Yeah.
And I wish Greg Valentine was at the end of the show, but we'll get to that here in a bit.
Well, I don't know about all that.
So, what'd you guys think of this opening match?
It's weird that so they gave a reason for Phoenix, who's got an actual injury, I guess, but like they gave a reason for him not being out there, that they beat the shit out of him in the back, and they refused to show it on TV though.
Yeah, I kind of liked it though. I like that they refused to show it, and they're like they can show it on BTE or whatever, which kind of promotes their YouTube gimmick or whatever. I don't watch it, but that they promoted it.
I guess I get where you're coming from, but if you'd have to use that kind of logic for the whole show, and they're gonna show beatdowns in the back again, so that kind of doesn't make any fucking sense. I
assume it's actually because they had so many backstage segments that they just couldn't squeeze in another one and like another promo and another thing. I don't know. It doesn't sound like them because they usually would just do it anyway. But
they also just fit in on commentary that the end of their tag match at the pay-per-view was so brutal that Moxley's out now indefinitely.
Yeah, didn't. That was weird. They didn't like.
I believe Moxley even did a run-in later on the same fucking pay-per-view to take the Good Brothers out. I think. So why is he all of a sudden dead now?
Well, we all know it's because she's about to have the baby, right? And this is maternity leave, I assume.
Yeah, and Jim Ross even says at some point on the show about how pissed off he is at the Young Bucks because they've ruined this moment for Moxley, where he should be at home enjoying this change in his life. Instead, he's injured.
Man, so commentary this whole show was so weird. They were just making inside. It was like when me and Cash do commentary, and it's a bunch of inside jokes and just like me and him like talking about like stuff that no one else knows what we're talking about. Like there's a couple times between Tony and JR where they were just, it was weird.
That's because
these late night shows are just past JR's bedtime, I think.
I also like, so you talking about JR saying it makes him sick what they did and all that. Like I figured out one of the big issues I have with their commentary team is they get, so some heels personally offend them.
Yes.
But unless they're personally offended by the heel, they treat the other heels with indifference.
Yeah, that's an old Jerry the King Lawler thing. Remember how they would do serious moments? They'd have Jerry be mad even. He used to be the heel commentator, and they both became faces. But even when he was a heel commentator, they would have, like, some heels so despicable even Jerry couldn't condone it or whatever. But then it just eventually Jerry became a face.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same issue they're suffering from. They don't have a heel in the booth unless Don Callis is there for a Kenny Omega match.
That's true. And I mean, that's kind of something that's went by the wayside in all wrestling. It seems like
because I think they would shit talk the heels a little bit more if there was somebody there talking them up constantly. There's no advocate there to say that the heels are doing the right thing, so there's really no opening for them to shit talk them as much.
Yeah. Right. I mean, they really, like, JR really needs to step away, and they need to bring in a heel commentator.
Even Don Callis. I don't think Don Callis is bad. I really think he's pretty good.
Callis would be okay, but then I feel like Callis would spend way too much time just putting over his boys.
He would have to be separated from them, but to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
But he'd still be putting over his dudes that are his friends backstage.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what that's Excalibur does, right? He's still putting over the PWG library. Like
somebody's got to.
He's putting over his friends that aren't in the company. Like
yeah. He puts over guys that aren't even, like, have a chance of being in the company.
Super Dragon.
Like Bailey.
Yeah, Super Dragon gets impressed. Like, yeah. But also, did you notice that Pac seems more scared to do the Black Arrow than he used to, or more?
No,
hesitant?
it's a thing he's been doing. He personally tries to act shaky now before he does it for some reason.
Okay,
he does it every time he hits it now.
I mean, I'd be scared to death to do it. So that's a crazy thing. But
does it seem like what they're going to be doing is having this Rick Knox thing turn into an angle where
I don't think so.
Maybe the Young Bucks have dirt on them and they're trying to like.
Well, they already. I don't watch BTE, but I did see somebody say in the post pay-per-view episode of BTE they had a segment where they paid Rick Knox off.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. There you go. That tells us a lot.
But again, put that on TV if you want us to know that.
Yeah,
I just thought he sucked.
Well, I think he does, and they're trying to figure out a way to make it into something.
Maybe.
Because you said he's like the PWG guy, right?
Yeah, he's reffed every tag match they've ever had in PWG and actually feuded against them in PWG as well.
So, okay, so he's there because he's one of their boys, because he's not good. Like,
right.
But if they make it where
he's a Brandon Cutler of the reffing department.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a decent match. Definitely not what I thought these four were going to be able to deliver, though. But again, I just don't think anyone on the show really was feeling it. I just think everybody was kind of laid back on this one.
The two ring work things I have noted is I actually liked that they did where he goes for the mask and he had a second one on, because like the last 5 times Penta wrestled them, that was the finish.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to even the first fucking pay-per-view, they took his mask off on the ladder to win the ladder.
And they did it to Phoenix too, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So
And then they do it almost every match, and it normally doesn't annoy me, but the stupid fucking, we're going to do 2 apron spots at the same time instead of like stopping you from hurting my partner. I'm just going to do one to your partner too.
I didn't like that either. And I can't decide if I like the Nick Jackson not doing the dive and run all the way around. At first I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I was like, I don't know. So I'm in between on that, how I feel about it.
It took way too fucking long.
Yeah. It should have been a little quicker. And like, I like the idea of it. I think they're working a crowd in an indie show too much. Like, we're on TV. Speed this up.
Yeah. Even if they would have cut back and just had showed Pac trying to fight back and have Nick hit him with something to put him back down a little bit. But instead it was just Pac selling that kick to the face forever.
I mean, that kick to the face looked real good.
I mean, it looks really good, but come on.
Yeah.
I will put a note in. I always like when the champions don't lose the non-title matches.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
But I think we all agree that the match was pretty good-ish, solid, but they definitely did not put their working boots on this time.
Best match on the show, for what that's worth, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And then I thought maybe they were going to put, since Eddie King has nothing to do, I thought maybe they're going to put him with Death Triangle, make it Death Square. But then the promo didn't. So,
well, you remember that he was with Penta and Ray Phoenix. Pac came back and they took.
That's why I thought they were going to put them back together or whatever. So, and then also this was heels versus heels again, which I guess they're kind of tweeners.
Nope, baby faces versus heels.
Can't keep it straight anymore. But a side note, Jason's daughter Emberly loves Death Triangle just because they do that hand triangle, and she does it all the time apparently. So during my match this weekend, I did the Death Triangle in the corner just for entertainment of his daughters. So I'm also a member.
At Big Bucks, you work the one person in the crowd instead of working the whole crowd.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go.
So yeah, I was also a member of Death Square.
And she probably got him free too.
No, they paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they paid. So
wow, they're suckers.
Yeah, they are, and they didn't even stay the whole show. So
what they probably saw in the car ride when they were leaving is probably better than anything they saw in that show.
well, then also we went to B-Dubs and Hornswoggle and all of them showed up, and they were entertained by that. The Hornswoggle was there eating, and we were all talking about it. And Jason,
are you sure it was Hornswoggle and not Rocky Rage? They look pretty similar.
It was, right? Never mind, cut that. But also we had Jason's like, we're all looking at him. They probably think we're just looking at him because he's a little person, not because he's Hornswoggle was at a show. It's like, oh yeah, they probably are. So. But anyway, we're moving on. Hornswoggle was there, and but so Eddie Kingston does the save or whatever to keep Penta, and we'll get to his promo here in a minute because then they have Vicky Guerrero come out to introduce someone that's already been introduced.
Yeah. So Tony brings out Mark Henry.
That's what. Oh yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. I was like, yeah, Mark Henry's about to say someone who's already been introduced. So they introduced
Yeah.
That's a gimmick we know off of a different thing.
Yeah. So Mark Henry comes out and says he's not here to fix AEW.
Which is weird.
I'm here because it doesn't need it. I'm here to turn the screws.
Yeah, it was a weird line.
So what's he here to do?
I don't know.
Oh, he's the maintenance man. He's the maintenance man. He's turning screws and fixing shit.
He's like, I just saw some things that maybe just need a little tightened up. That's why I'm here.
Which is kind of insulting.
I kind of get what they're doing with the Big Show and Mark Henry as commentators for these shows. It gives it a real sports feel where they bring in former guys.
Yeah.
And Mark Henry will definitely be an improvement over Big Show, I think.
I agree. Mark Henry's great on Busted Open.
Is he?
Yeah. I listen to the Busted Open podcast, not the radio show. Jason listens to the radio show, and he loves the radio show because he is serious, because he's a 90-year-old man who has radio subscription. But I listen to the podcast version, and Mark's really good on it. Like, he's also really good about like putting guys over. All he does pretty much is put over the other workers and never really buries anybody, even if something sucks. Like, he just kind of brings out the positive stuff. So I see why they wanted him to be a commentator, because that's what a commentator should do, is to situate the positives. So
we didn't mention it on the pay-per-view episode, but I did think it was funny that they brought Leo Rush and Mark Henry in at the exact same time, since those guys have major fucking heat with each other.
And I guess they talked it out. Leo Rush and Mark Henry talked, I guess, for like a long time backstage that day.
Oh, probably because Leo Rush was like, "Oh, you can murder me."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, well, I don't want to go back on what I said, but I guess I have to if I want to live.
Yeah. So, you really are, because I've physically walked into Mark Henry.
That's weird. That's a weird statement.
So we were at the Arnold
yeah.
in Columbus, and we were going to go through we're going to leave, so we were going to go through the doors, and I had turned around to say something to Tim, and as I turned back around, I run into a wall, but it was a moving wall, and its name was Mark Henry, and I was just like, "Oh shit, excuse me," and he's like, "You're good," and just kept on walking, and I was like, that is the largest human being, because I'm 350 pounds, and he didn't even budge. So Leo Rush to him has got to be like an ant.
That reminds me, I was in a battle royal that was kayfabe promoted as guys that Mark Henry picked for a battle royal.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a Legends show every year, and they usually do like a Legends battle royal where the gimmick is they're the ones picking the guys in it or whatever.
Oh, so he was at the show?
Yeah, it was the Mark Henry battle royal, and
that would have been even funnier if he had no affiliation with the show.
Right. A couple years before that, they did a Ric Flair one, and the funny thing about that was there's indie guy Joe Rosa, who, since Flair was doing the battle royal, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wear a robe and mock Flair and do like the knockoff Flair shit to try and get heat."
Yeah.
Flair's got backstage and flipped the fuck out and told him to take that shit off now, or he's not going out there.
I didn't know that story.
Wow.
Flair was legit heated.
Man, if you watch indie wrestling,
Rosa wasn't like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Rosa was like fighting to keep the shit on. Like, he was going to the promoter and saying, "Nah, man, I want to fucking do this."
I probably would have too, just because, hey, I still got to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get myself over.
Yeah,
True,
and
but
like one of our students, we worked that show, had James Storm, and one of our students is going by Cowboy Tough. Johnny Duff wears a cowboy hat, and he came to me and he's like, "Hey, should I talk to James Storm about the cowboy?" I said, "Yeah, it'd be polite to go," And so he goes, and James Storm's answer is great because he goes, "I don't think anyone's going to confuse us, but thanks for." But
one of them looks like a wrestler, and the other one's
yeah, and he goes, "So it's cool, but thanks for asking," or whatever.
Yeah, like, I guess that guy should have probably went and asked Flair, but it's the same thing. Like, no one's going to be like, "Wait, is that Ric Flair in the Battle Royal?"
But if the gimmick is Flair's supposedly picking these guys to be in this battle royal, why would he pick the shithead that's trying to look like him and get heat off of him?
Because that makes that guy, maybe he didn't know he was going to do that, and now it makes that guy an even bigger heel.
Flair didn't even stay out there for the battle royal. He went out and did his promo and he left.
I was just saying, and of course he didn't, so why does it even matter? Like, just let the guy do it. Anyways.
Has Flair seen any indie wrestling? Because 9,000 people do that same thing. So
he
Flair did it. He took Buddy Rogers' gimmick. The Nature Boy wasn't Ric Flair's thing.
Okay, thanks, Papa Pump. Use your little brain.
So this thing with Mark Henry was basically a waste of time, because all it was really for was to set up the debut of Andrade.
The worst debut in AEW history.
The worst possible fucking way to do it. Yeah, like.
So you send Vicky out, who gets massive heat anytime she speaks, and you don't let her like take a long enough break for the booing to die down. Whatever the fuck she says on the mic, nobody hears. And then Andrade doesn't even have music or a video or anything. He just saunters out when nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
I hated the no music. That was one of my comments was no music. I hate that Mark Henry has no music too. I'm like, I want music just generic, whatever. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, it fucking sucked. Like, this.
He looked awesome.
Oh, he looks amazing. But, like, I honestly was like, I was kind of wondering, I was like, does this crowd know who he is? Because at no point did they seem to care.
Yeah, they showed some like individual reactions, or like, "Oh my god," like individual smart mark reactions or whatever. Plus, is he going to be allowed to keep using the name Andrade? I can't see WWE.
Yeah, he actually made a deal with them. He can't use the CN part or the almost, but he can use Andrade.
That's a weird thing. Okay.
He also got out without having a no compete, so like he got a special deal on the way out.
Yeah,
well,
Probably
Charlotte.
because he was dating.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair's his fiance.
But all right, so I couldn't really discern if they said this or not with the promo. But is Vicky supposed to be his manager?
I don't think so.
That's a terrible misstep if that's what they're doing.
They're like,
Yeah.
Latino people, just take on. See,
That was my. So I saw the something on Twitter Friday night about Vicky coming out, to do this, and that was kind of my first reaction. I was like, oh, that's real WWE shit, where you're just like, yeah, let the Latino person go announce the other Latino person. Like, it's just you couldn't just have him come out on his own or something.
Even still, they could have made it work with the right dialogue. Like Vicky could have came out and said, "Oh, my former husband that passed away was the greatest Latino worker of all time until this guy came along," and then he comes out.
Well,
Makes
let's
Woo!
pump the brakes a little bit.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying it makes more sense than I'm Mexican, you're Mexican, let's be friends.
Yeah, that.
Maybe they told her to go out there and say my husband was the best Latino wrestler, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna piss all over this segment." This wasn't. I hope they can make up for this going forward.
I'm excited he's there though. There are gonna be some.
I'm not going to name names, but it's funny. Vicky was on an ASW show one time that me and a bunch of my trainees were on, and one of my trainees, I'm sure you guys will know who it is without even me saying the name.
Yep.
Tried to hook up with Vicky.
I mean, do you do it for the story?
As David Tell would say, you do it for the story.
Yeah,
I live by that motto, but in this moment in time, I would not have done. I don't think that was a smart move for that person.
I can't think of who all your trainees are, so I don't know who.
I know
have
exactly
a couple
who it
guesses, but I won't say them. I think I know who it is.
Yeah, we'll talk later. But anyway,
is there a Always Sunny reference that can be made? No. Okay, so it's not who I think it is then. Okay.
No, I don't think you know this dude, Cash.
Okay.
Not well, anyway. But so I'm excited he's there. Bad introduction. Could have some dream matches. Like him and Kenny Omega would be awesome. Him and a bunch of different people would be awesome. But
AEW seems to have this problem when they bring in these dudes that people are excited about, because it happened with Miro. They'll bring them in like the worst possible debut segment.
I thought the same thing with the Miro thing was exactly what I thought too. Yep.
They also they do tip they have an issue too with, so they want to bring in the guys like this and make the bring in the stars, and they want to debut them, but then they're afraid to be that company that just pushes the new people. So they don't really do anything with them, and they kind of stall. So then everyone's
right.
So I feel like they're always kind of afraid to do anything because they don't want the backlash. But then that turns out bad too.
It's a weird thing too. I think this is gonna sound weird, but I think Tony Khan thinks so far ahead in what he does with bringing people in that it's actually a detriment. Normally, having a plan is a good thing, but he signed Andrade the week he was fucking let go. And he held off debuting him until now.
Yeah.
That makes me even more mad he doesn't have music. That's right. So you knew this guy was going to debut and you still didn't get any music for him?
It's like he wants to make sure he gets through his pay-per-view cycle before he debuts a new person, even if they're available before that.
Right. And they're also, I feel like AEW is starting to get a real problem with, who the fuck are we actually going to have feud for things? We're still there's just so many guys I feel that are on the backlog to feud for the title that they don't really pull the gun on anybody. But so everything just feels like it's in a holding pattern to me.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd go that far, but you must just really want to see that Wingman tag title run.
Yeah, that's all I want.
We'll get to them in a bit.
I don't even know if I know all the members of the Wingmen.
No one does.
I can only think of one of them right now. So
it's growing by the day.
The next match, Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson, QT Marshall and Anthony Gogo. This match sucked. And the only thing I really note I have about it, besides the suck, was the whole breakup where Jim Ross goes, that was a shoddy pin and a shoddy breakup, but he's trying to put over the dude.
Yeah.
Well, his name is Big Shotty, like he's a big shot, big deal.
Right. But Jared
made
just buried his name by making it sound like he's just a shitty worker because he used shoddy as a different way. Like, yeah, so I did not like
a go-go big boot stomp thing on the outside looked good.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I could probably say about the match. But there was also QT Marsh still doing his fucking Dolph Ziggler impersonation, trying to take a monkey flip into a 450 that just didn't fucking work.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff in this match, like mess ups and like
Especially
timing.
the camera work on those splashes you were talking about, like the 2 splashes back to back to break shit up. They didn't even film the guy. He just flies in the frame, and then you don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
This is one of the matches where QT Marshall is one of the heels that personally offends JR and Tony. So there's a point where JR just gets pissed off about QT Marshall's name. Like towards the beginning, he's like, "What does QT even stand for?" And he's like, "And does he pronounce his last name Marshall?" I was like, "What are you talking about, JR?"
There was a battle royal thing with JR too. I don't remember when it was. I think it's probably the Christian match because talking about that. He's like, "Do I have to say battle royale?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't have to. You can if you want." He's like, "I don't want to." Like, what is going on?
I also don't know what Lee Johnson's – is that his name, Lee Johnson?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know what his deal is aside from just being one of Cody's boys. Like, if that's what his whole gimmick is, then just keep Cody and all of his friends' bullshit on Darker Elevation or give them their own YouTube channel. Let them have their own thing. Like, if you're not gonna...
I thought Lee Johnson looked good on the hot tag, though. I mean,
he looked good. I mean, no, in the ring he's fine, but like they didn't even attempt to like give us any depth to who the fuck Lee Johnson is during the, like this is he's featured in this match.
It's one of those things where his only on-screen presence is the real life story of how he got there, and if you haven't been following, you just don't know. But like when they started doing the pandemic shows in the beginning, and they had to film like 6 weeks straight at QT Marshall's school, Lee Johnson is legit one of the guys that was a trainee of that school that filled in and got squashed like 6 weeks straight, and they actually gave him a contract because he made everybody look so good.
Oh, I just feel like they could have at least like told us some stuff about him. Like just this, take the time. This is, you know what?
Where do you fit it in when JR is talking about QT Marshall? And,
you're right.
Saying he looks like a dude from The Sopranos.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, you know, if all you're going to do is bury QT Marshall, because again, remember that this bitter rivalry is all because QT Marshall was just like, hey, I'm kind of sick of just being one of Cody's friends. And then everyone got pissed off. So that's what this entire feud is.
That made him a horrible person. Yeah.
Yeah.
That they can't stand. Yeah.
He's a piece of shit because he doesn't want to just be in Cody's shadow. And you don't do that to Cody. You stay in his shadow. Not even Arn gets to be out of his shadow.
Again, though, Cody had to come through the normal tunnel because there is no middle Cody tunnel.
So he probably told the commentators, like, look, I'm doing this. Don't you dare fucking put over Lee Johnson.
Wow.
Just being with me is enough.
Yeah, I want to book Cash versus Cody Rhodes on a show now.
That's fine.
That's fine.
It'll be a very lackluster, boring match like the rest of his matches.
Hey,
Ooh, hot takes. Anyway,
I think Cody's one of the most overrated dudes in the past 15 years.
I didn't used to.
You know,
think
there's
that.
dudes like there are dudes in the last 15 years like Nathan Jones and Luther Reigns and shit.
They were within 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2006 would be. So let's go 10 years.
All right.
He's like, all right, I'll agree to 10, not 15.
Let's go 10. I don't have a very good reference of time.
And I think it's like because Cody's getting to do what he wants. Like I think Cody could be something. Like could have been.
I think Cody was really good when he first broke away from WWE. He was getting all that buzz in Ring of Honor and New Japan. Even when the AEW started, his shit with Dustin was really good. I don't know why. Even when he was working Jericho, that feud was really good. Since he boxed himself into not working the world title, it's almost like I'm also not going to care about anything else anymore.
Right. Here's my 1980s feuds. We're only doing that.
Yeah, let's move on from Cody. For God's sakes, Cody. Anyway, post-match, QT yelled at them for something for no reason. I don't know.
Even though he got the win, so
Yeah.
So this story is just going to keep happening now.
Circle comes out next to do their celebration for winning, and Sammy Guevara's got to get better on the mic.
Yeah.
He's got to get better on the mic, especially because Jericho's still really great on the mic. It just makes it even more. And the other guys were better than him on the mic.
Or you could just not shoehorn a dude that's not good on the mic into a guy that has to talk as much as they're making him talk.
Yeah, they shouldn't have him talk. Like he's good in the ring, and let's just stop. Like, yeah, it was so bad. I thought Jericho was great on the mic. I thought everyone else was good on the mic, and he was just really bad.
I kind of thought this whole thing sucked.
Yeah.
I'm really sick of the Inner Circle promo segments getting a name. Like,
Yeah.
Can we
Did this
just
one have a
say-
name too?
Yeah, this
Yeah, it
one
did.
was the
Celebration.
like the Inner Circle celebration, or they gave it a name.
Yeah,
Like,
it had,
can we
it
not
had
just
graphics.
say like we'll hear from the Inner Circle later? Like,
And did you notice the crowd when they're like, "We're not done with the Pinnacle"? The crowd was like, "Yeah, really?"
I
was
see.
hoping
This is
you-
one I don't get because I saw a lot of people complain about that online. But like, what do you expect? There's been 2 acts to the story. They need to do a 3rd act to end it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bad guys won, good guys won. Now you do the finish.
Yeah.
I
guess.
expected this to keep going, and I mean during the one promo before Blood and Guts, Jericho said it was going to be the Summer of Violence, I think, or the Summer of Blood, or something, kind of implying like, hey, we're going to take this all through the summer.
I mean, how much more can you do? We've had a cage where someone got thrown off the top and murdered almost. We had like the Stadium Stampede. Like, where do you go from here?
The next answer is a MMA fight, whatever
Yeah.
that's going to be next week.
Yeah.
So that was, it makes Swagger look like a fucking loser. So
I can't win in this here wrestling, so let's go fight in this other
Yeah.
thing that I do.
what?
I never put that together till now, but yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, he says like, you beat me in an AEW ring, but I'm going to challenge you to a match in a place that I've never lost. Well, all
Yeah,
right.
and also another along those lines, it's like JR always puts over that he's undefeated in MMA. What the fuck does that mean? This is wrestling. Who cares if he
yeah,
doesn't win in the non-scripted thing? This is a scripted thing. They're not the same fucking thing. Quit acting like they are.
Yeah, next time I'm in a feud, like it's not going good, I'm going to challenge someone to one-on-one on basketball.
yeah.
and be like, I got you here because
I
I
hope
get to
He will pull out a Muggsy Bogues dunk, and you won't see it coming.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do when Omega beats me next time. I'll be like, oh yeah, well let's have a dunk contest.
Yeah, I mean, so now if Wardlow wins, so that buries Swagger. If Swagger wins, well, yeah, you fucking should have.
Yeah,
So to me, it would have made more sense if, like, they should have set that they could have set the match up in a better way. I thought like this was just a dumb way to set it up.
it's also weird when you challenge someone to a match in 2 weeks. Why not next week? Why'd you wait?
Or
They
now.
told you had to. In the
Why not
back,
right
'cause that's
now?
what's booked. Yeah, because that's why it's
But
booked. Like I can understand next week because we need to have a week to get an MMA cage, whatever. But like being like, hey, the second Thursday in September, we're going. I'm like, what? Like, wouldn't you just want to
So
fight
again,
guys
I'll
as
say
soon
it is
as
next
possible?
week. They said next week.
No, he said in 2 weeks.
No, I'm pretty sure he said next week.
I don't think so because I remember being like, why in 2? Let me see here in the notes.
I'm
here.
looking up the card.
Yeah, look up the card real
The
quick.
reason I say that too is like, so they do a live one now. This one's going to be a taped one.
No, it's right here. He challenges Wardlow to an MMA cage fight in 2 weeks. Yeah, I got it's on
Maybe
the
I heard-
results.
Maybe I overthought it in my head. I'm like, oh, that must be what they're doing to get rid of those fans behind the ring. They're going to put the MMA cage there, so it's not like, oh, why are there no fans there?
Yeah, but on the results it says 2 weeks too. So yeah, it's in 2 weeks for some weird reason.
I only 40% believe you.
This is not my notes now. This is WrestleZone, which is the gospel.
I
Right?
only 40% believe them. So
That's fair.
Yeah, this could have been, I thought, done backstage in like a much shorter promo with just letting Jericho talk.
see, I tend to agree with you about that, but it's also like this is kind of old school to let these guys go out there and cut promos every week to keep them over without working matches, and I kind of like that they're doing different shit.
I remember when everyone complained when Evolution did that every week. Like,
Well, it's different. Evolution would start the show for 20 or 30 minutes, and then they would also have matches on that same show, and it was every week.
that's true. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should definitely let the promos are good, but like they don't need the big entrance and just not every week. Like let some weeks.
So they should come back from commercial with the biggest group in the company already in the ring with no music.
No, they can come out and say we're going to have it, but I also think they think that's a ratings draw that people are going to be, because they have a graphic and they promote it. The inner circle is going to come out and celebrate. Like people are going to be like, oh, I got to make sure I'm here for that. Like, does anyone like really get excited for like an interview segment anymore?
But that they get the breakdown of the ratings. Maybe more people are tuning in. For
Maybe. I don't know. That's why I'm legit asking. Like,
Yeah.
does anyone
I don't
really be like?
But I would sense they would stop doing it if it wasn't working.
Yeah.
It just feels repetitive to me. Like I don't know. Like it just wasn't for me.
All right. Let's speaking of not for us, let's move on. Orange
The next
Cassidy's,
thing's definitely Tim, right?
Yes.
What's that?
The next thing's definitely for Tim, the Orange Cassidy promo.
Yeah, so Orange Cassidy promo. I like how they framed it that, Orange Cassidy had him beat the comedy guy. I like that line or whatever was okay to try to make Orange Cassidy legitimate, which is very hard to do in my opinion. But so you guys go ahead. I don't really like it.
I liked Best Friends doing all the talking for him because that makes sense with his character.
Agreed.
Yeah, I like that. This goes right into the Kenny segment, right?
Yes, it does.
It was basically all just one segment.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I like that because Orange Cassidy's fucking over. So, like, instead of trying to pretend like he's not, I'm glad they're going forward with something here. And he's entertaining as hell in the ring, I think, and people dig it.
I agree.
So I'm happy they're going to continue this. I don't see him being the guy that beats Kenny, but
No.
I do think it's a good feud because especially right now, since they're not having Kenny Omega be the guy that everyone talked about Kenny Omega was, like, he's still just kind of he's just acting like a fucking goofball every week and doing goofy things. So this is a good guy to feud with.
Where I see this leading, I don't think Tim's going to like, but I don't think Orange Cassidy's going to win the title, but I do think he's going to win a Mimosa Mayhem match down the road against Kenny Omega.
Oh.
A what?
The match him and Jericho had with the orange juice at the pay-per-view.
Ugh.
I bet he challenges Omega to that at the end of this and gets a win there, even though it's non-title.
See, here's what I hope. I hope they don't do that. Maybe they will, but I hope they go the opposite or a different direction with this. And I hope this is the feud that flips a switch in Kenny Omega. Like, Cassidy gets too close to beating him, and Omega just fucking goes off, steps it up a level, and just puts him away. And it kind of makes serious Kenny Omega pop out.
I don't know if they'll do that to Orange, though.
I just can't see them putting him over for the belt.
No, I don't see that either.
I see that being the end arc of Omega as he'll eventually snap out of it, but I think this is step one on that journey. I don't think it's the last guy on the journey.
I agree to that. Yeah.
Well, it's still, even if it just led to him.
Maybe Jungle Boy goes to the time limit with them when they have their title match, and then shit like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of already talking about Kenny. They continue on.
I do want to say that during the Omega segment there, Alex Marvez really fucking sucks. And I'm glad he's not a commentator anymore.
He always sucks.
He sucked then, and he sucked now.
During the segment, though, I was very impressed at how well Kenny Omega could do Jungle Boy's theme music.
I know, right? And how it led right into him coming out to it, too.
I was like, wow, that's like, you could just have Kenny Omega doing people's entrances at ringside.
I know. Why didn't Andrade have some music like that?
Yeah.
I forgot to get this in, but when they came back from that segment after commercial and JR was trying to talk about him, he could not pronounce his name whatsoever. He called him Andre Igaloo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish they just cut the Christian and just say, Tomko, give me a beat. Kenny, give me a beat.
I don't know if they would reference Tomko, who's in prison currently.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
For doing. Well, he broke into a pharmacy, took all the oxycodone, and then went to Chili's bathroom, locked himself in there while the police waited outside, and then shooted up all the oxycodone while the police arrested him.
Okay, but why did he go to prison?
I don't know. I think that was some.
I don't know. None of that really. Yeah, I don't know any of the stuff that Tim said that would be super illegal.
Yeah, who hasn't done that?
Yeah,
is what I
who
want
amongst us?
hasn't shot up Oxy while locked in a Chili's bathroom?
Let he who hasn't broken into a pharmacy.
Oh,
stolen all
Chili's
the-
bathroom. Oh, I'm out if it's a Chili's bathroom. Never mind.
It's
cast
usually
the
a
first
Fridays.
stone.
That's a Fridays thing.
I'm an Applebee's kind of guy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
God, I didn't know you were that lowbrow, but okay.
Look, I'm a neighborhood kind of guy. All right.
Hey, if I'm shooting something up, it's going to be in an Applebee's bathroom.
That now we have a clip you need to add to our opening with that. with that.
Also, good lead in, Omega. We'd like to thank our new sponsor, Applebee's.
Applebee's, the best place to shoot up.
Shooting good in the neighborhood. Applebee's.
Oh no, we got to end the podcast now. We hit the highest note we're going to do.
That's our high spot there. Thanks for not building to the finish.
I'll bring us back around at the end. Don't you worry.
So then we go downhill from there. Jungle Boy and Christian versus Private Party, who I hate it when heels just decide not to wear wrestling gear, like they're not wrestlers anymore because they're.
I have the same note here, and I hate it even more the way the commentary tried to play it off like, oh, they just came from the club because it's 10 o'clock right now. What fucking person goes to a nightclub at fucking 7 p.m.?
And are you not going to go to work still? Like, you still got to go to work. Like
More.
I really think Private Party has gone down so many notches being with Matt Hardy, not wearing gear, not be doing their gimmick anymore.
Agreed.
Also, so do Private Party go to the club dressed like twins on a school picture day? Because that's not cool.
Man, Cash, you're really putting them out there today.
Like, I thought like them saying that, like that's the reason why they're wearing clothes. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. That's fucking dumb, but it's their gimmick.
Maybe they dress alike to do some twin magic in the
In
club.
the bedroom, in the club bathroom.
There is an Applebee's next door.
Oh,
And
man.
this is where the magic happens. In the bathroom.
Oh, so this match was basic. So I see what they're doing. They're trying to get Jungle Boy over real quick because now he's like in the world title picture. So they're like, we'll associate him with Christian. He's a main event guy.
It's another issue that AEW seems to always bump into. So they want Christian to be the workhorse guy that always has all these long matches, right?
Mhm.
But then going so long with Private Party is a detriment because if you're trying to keep Jungle Boy up, he should have whooped the shit out of him and went over pretty quick.
Agreed.
This sucked. It was a stupid idea. It sucked.
And then we get
One
Matt
thing
Hardy.
that's super weird. So yeah, you're getting to the Matt Hardy hits him with the twist of fate on stage. But
Yep.
the weirdest part is Christian's posing in the corner and the ref is like scrambling to get his attention, almost like they just shoehorned this in and are telling Christian about it now or something.
Yeah, and then Matt Hardy overacts again. After he hits the twist of fate on Christian, starts doing like some kind of Dr. Evil, like maniacal, and then skirting backwards.
Matt shit, like the broken Matt shit worked because he was so over the top and it was so weird and so funny and so stupid.
Right.
I think he thinks that if he does that with a normal character, that people are going to like it the same.
It's not the same, yeah.
So I have one good thing to say about this match.
Mhm.
The Private Party doing the 5-second pose with Christian and it getting reversed into a double reverse DDT. I thought that was a really good spot.
Agreed.
And that was the best part of the match, I thought.
Probably,
I
yeah.
mean, it wasn't a bad match by any means. It's just I don't know why it was booked the way it was booked with the people it was booked with.
Yeah, it was a fine. I mean, mechanically, it was a fine match. Like everybody did what But this doesn't help Jungle Boy. If he's like you said, he's now next in line for the title shot. Have him work a singles match to show that he's a singles wrestler. Like, have him work against Christian.
Christian, yeah, I was going to say him and Christian because they were the last two in that Rumble, and he beats Christian clean. Now I'm like, oh, shit, Jungle Boy's somebody. He beat Christian clean. Like, that would be something.
Yeah, him and Christian beating Private Party in a 10-minute match does nothing for Jungle Boy.
And to Tim's point, it's not like Jungle Boy beating Christian is going to hurt Christian whatsoever.
No.
He's going to be just as over still.
Yeah, because he lost the guy that's about to get a title shot. So, and who's on a hot, who's on a hot streak. This match also. Oh, and I'm glad they let Jungle Boy get the win at least, though. Like, he was the one that
The fall,
got the
yeah.
submission. Yeah, I'm glad they at least did that because I honestly figured they'd fuck that up. But this match was like, so Jim Ross. I figured out one of the problems with Jim Ross is he's just doing a Jim Ross impression nowadays. Like
Parody of himself, yeah.
Dude, Jungle Boy gets the hot tag. It's a mediocre tag match that has had really no fire to it at all. And JR fucking sells it like it's Rock and Austin. Like,
Yeah.
If you go back and listen, he's like just putting over Jungle Boy like fucking crazy, which is cool. That's what the commentator is supposed to do. But not like it just didn't have, that wasn't the feel of the match.
Yeah. This was bad booking. Like you said, the mechanics are good. The booking was bad. Didn't help Jungle Boy enough. And they got a lot of catch up to do with Jungle Boy because I don't think that Jungle Boy is going to beat Kenny Omega. Like I don't think anybody thinks that. So,
and so in the Battle Royal, or the Battle Royale, Draven, I think you're the only one of us that watched it because we didn't. That was one of the ones I couldn't find a video online. Were Private Party the last two guys in there with Christian and Jungle Boy?
Private Party and Matt Hardy. That was the final 5.
Okay. So, and then they eliminate, then it comes down to Jungle Boy and Christian. But why would Christian give a shit to be in this match? Like, he's not Jungle Boy's partner. They eliminated these guys. Who gives a shit?
At the end, though, he did give the old seal of approval and fucking hugged them and raised his hand and all that. And they're like buddies now.
What does that say about Luchasaurus? That, like, Jungle Boy couldn't have, like, Luchasaurus out there with him, his normal tag partner?
Well, Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt were out there celebrating at the end of the Battle Royal with him, too.
how come they didn't come out this time? Are we trying to just put focus on Jungle Boy, or why was there no Luchasaurus? Because Matt Hardy's out there. Why wouldn't they?
Aren't they filming a new Jurassic Park movie? Maybe they need to go out from Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus is doing stunt double for T-Rex.
And Marco Stunt's doing stunt double for a 4-year-old in the movie.
Yes. All right.
Moving on. Team Taz, and I don't remember this at all, so someone help me here. But Taz says Hangman needs to pick a partner?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to it. They're setting up, I think they're setting up a Hook and Brian Cage feud.
Ugh.
What? I don't know about that.
Poor Brian Cage. What did he do to deserve that?
Because they've been doing the whole, like, they did the whole Brian Cage didn't want their help and that sort of thing. So I think they're trying to push Brian Cage away from the group. And if you watch the segment, Hook and Brian Cage just keep staring at each other, and Hook looks pissed off. I think they're planting the seeds for that.
They're doing a civil war with Team Taz because Ricky Starks walked out of the whole promo. Like, that's way worse than just staring at a guy.
But I think this is going to be the way they get Hook involved in, like, a storyline match. Like, I think. I could be wrong. I got the vibes. Because AEW plants, like, subtle seeds with shit.
Well, I care so little about this, Cash. I'll go ahead and let you know that the Clippers won against the Mavericks in Game 7. So.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I had it on with the volume off, but yeah.
Like I said, LeBron's out of the playoffs, so Kawhi wasn't afraid to keep going.
Yeah.
And I stand by that.
Is Muggsy Bogues still alive in the playoffs?
He is still alive.
He's alive, yeah. So then we get, speaking of still
two
alive.
Muggsy Bogues references from me tonight.
Yeah. And this is also brought to you by Muggsy Bogues. He's still alive. Speaking of still alive, Sting comes out with Darby Allin. Like that segue?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Would have been better if you put it yourself over, but, you know.
Yeah, that I know. I can't help it, though. You know me. You know my body. So Sting gets on the mic, talks about never forget, big night in the business for him, which is kind of crazy because he's done a lot of stuff. But the crowd does the "you still got it," blah, blah, blah. We get the Scorpio's guy, Ethan Page. And they say that Darby Allin's basically being propped up by Sting, and if he didn't have Sting, he couldn't win, so prove, blah, blah. But then they didn't let Darby talk. I thought Darby was going to, like, accept it, but he didn't, so that was weird. He had a microphone and looked like he was about to, and Sting just whispered to him, and then that was it.
So clearly he's going to pick somebody to work against him. Who do you think it's going to be?
No clue.
I don't know. I hated this.
I think what happens is Darby picks somebody, they end up losing, meaning that Paige and Scorpio are right, and maybe Darby gets pissed and fights Sting because he's mad.
Who's the heel in that?
Tony Khan.
Yeah, I mean,
agreed.
maybe, but I just don't think this doesn't help anybody because they're saying that they can't beat the 60-some-year-old man. So find somebody, I presume younger.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong, but that's not how they worded it. They said Darby's not good enough to beat him with anybody but this legend of wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, but so then if they have to beat Darby and whoever, or else Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky can never be on Dynamite again.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Because then it would just be like, all right, well, you can't fucking beat them no matter what. So.
Well, you can't beat us with somebody on the roster. Pick somebody out of the crowd now, Darby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't.
And then it ends up being a worker that's the third person in their group, and he turns on Darby. There you go. I booked it for you.
He's like, I bet you can't beat us with Caesar Bononi as your tag team partner. Darby's like, okay, you've got me there.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I probably can't. He's like, can I just do it by myself? Can I just be?
Yeah, I think my odds are better.
I wish they would just get Ethan Page away from Scorpio Sky, and
it's really a square peg in a round hole putting those two together. I don't really get it.
Yeah, I mean, they need to quit having Ethan Page peg Scorpio Sky. I get what you're saying.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Is that what you were saying?
Is that what I meant? Is that? Did you just psychology me?
Yeah, I psychologied you.
He does have a degree in psychology.
Yeah, so I hated the fax no printer line that Scorpio Sky threw out. I don't know if you guys caught that or not.
I didn't catch it.
Did not.
Ethan Page says something about Darby Allin, and Scorpio Sky goes, fax, no printer, which I guess is probably a thing people say for some reason, but
I don't think anyone's ever said it in the history of humanity.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. I mean,
No.
I get it, but it doesn't make any sense. And then, like, they just kind of, it seemed like they just cut Darby off because I don't think Darby sold it right.
How do you sell that?
I do agree with you that it had a real weird, unfinished feeling when they went to break.
Yeah,
Darby had a mic in his hand, Sting's talking in his ear like he's trying to talk him out of it, and then it just goes to commercial.
Well, and Darby puts the mic up to his mouth like he's going to say something as they cut it.
Yeah.
So it felt like they just cut him off. I get what they were going for, I think. Like Darby, because then they come back. That just confused Darby, so he was speechless. I don't know. I like Sting being around. I think it's really good. It's helped Darby a lot, but I think it's time to kind of move on from that too.
Man, that's what they're doing with this. Could be.
I hope. And again, just like nothing against Scorpio Sky. He's just not going to ever be like a main, Ethan Page is a much better presence. I think.
I don't agree.
Do you not?
I'm torn. I like Ethan Page. I think Scorpio.
I like Ethan Page's promos, his aura, and like presence, but I'm not a big fan of his matches.
I haven't seen enough of him.
I haven't seen enough matches. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, though, he comes across as more of a TV-ready guy than Scorpio Sky does.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time I was almost paralyzed in a match with Ethan Page?
No.
So it's real early on. Him and Scotty O'Shea are just started working in Canada, and I'm on a show where it's me and Rip Impact versus them in a tag match, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna finish the Spanish Fly and blah blah blah, and then we get to, well, we want to do Doomsday Device. I'm like, oh shit, have you ever seen that spot where the Briscoes do the Spanish Fly out of the Doomsday Device?
Oh my God, you're pitching the dude you don't know?
Oh no.
So yep, leading into the finish, they go for the Doomsday Device, and Scotty O'Shea comes off the top rope. I hook him in the Spanish Fly. And the only thing that saves me from breaking my neck is Ethan Page pushing the back of my legs so hard, because I still kind of laid it on the top of my head, but I got over enough to where it didn't break my neck.
Jesus.
Then you should want only the best things for him.
Do you have a clip of that?
That's
I want to see
do.
that. I want to send that to me later.
All right, I'll send you some Applebee's clips too.
Speaking of fast food and burger, next we have Britt Baker. Why is it burger coupons? Anybody, please help me.
So that was it was a legit thing that happened, right?
I don't know what. Like I was like, I thought I missed something that Omega would explain to me, like normal.
What company was it?
McDonald's.
McDonald's gives Britt Baker.
I know she posted on Twitter that they gave her a bunch of coupons, but I don't know if that was legit or what the backstory is on that. The only thing that I can feel a little bit of stuff in it, like, so Tony Khan, we all know, is a big wrestling nerd and likes all kinds of old segments and stuff, right?
Right.
So the reasoning why you have all these weird jobbers that have no connection to each other out there for this segment, right? Do any of you guys remember when Haku became king in WWF?
I do.
He had a coronation that had all kinds of weird characters out there that made no sense, but because he's a heel getting coronated, like, I think that's legit the idea behind this. He loved that segment, so he wanted to do it for Britt.
And Haku gets a mention again here on the podcast.
As he should. Yeah, I'm fine with the segment happening, but
the burgers, man. It's the burgers.
Seriously, the burgers bothered me. I'm like, what are we talking about? Why is this happening?
It especially rings hollow because Britt's not like a low-class character. She's like,
right.
Why would she be slumming it with some fucking fast food?
I thought something to do with dentistry. I was like, something. I don't know what's happening. Why?
I'm sure it has something to do with some random thing she said on Dark or being the Elite, but they didn't bother to tell anybody that. Like, I'm sure it has something to do with that.
It was just so
my
weird.
bigger reason.
Let me get this in before, because I think it might be the same thing. As we were talking about last week about how we all have one person we hate in AEW, and me and Jason got to find who we hate. Oh, I found it. And I can't stand Nyla Rose. And her getting another title match here is mind-boggling to me.
So that's my biggest problem with this whole thing. Why?
Why, right?
No. Oh, because it's
LG.
It's Yep.
It's because of the month.
Okay, I can see that.
But she's a fucking heel, right? She's been a heel. So
she's also terrible.
she also sucks, yeah. But why? Like, no one gives a shit about her, so they're not going to give a shit about this spot that happened.
No.
Why not have fucking what's her name be the one that pops up and ruins the celebration?
What I thought was going to happen is before she took the lid off of the burgers, because there are burgers out, but there's also one with like a lid. I really thought inside that table was going to be that freaky Abaddon chick, and they take the fucking lid off, and she missed Britt in the face and goes crazy.
That would have been cool too.
That's what I was expecting. So you take the high expectations, and then I fucking crashed to the ground when it was just a Nyla Rose fucking segment.
Yeah, I just feel like this could have worked out if the person ruining the celebration was somebody that people want to see feud with Britt Baker, or has a reason for it other than it being a month where we're honoring. It's just fucking dumb.
So this is a weird thing. When we were at the ASW show, they came around and passed out flyers for that BGW, whatever it is. We'll try not to shoot on everyone locally here real quick and see if we can make it through this. But
good luck.
Oh no.
But they're giving out a flyer, and they're having Thunder Rosa there next month to work a girl in her maybe 5th match ever.
Okay.
You know, the guy that runs the company you're talking about is just a straight money mark and has no actual wrestling experience at all.
Yes, and they're having Thunder Rosa work a girl in less than 10 for sure matches ever.
Not going to give away any numbers, but like, dude asked Jugs he tried to book him, and Jugs quoted him like triple his normal rate because he didn't want to do it. And the guy's like, okay, cool.
Wow.
I'm just wait till we get back to AEW.
So anyway,
wait a second. No. I want to hear some cash shooting on this battle.
I don't know enough about them to shoot on them. So I feel like, though, if you're bringing Thunder Rosa in to work someone who's only had a few matches, that's fine. I hope it gives that girl some experience. But
Hey,
You
you
know.
being committal to this is very off-putting for me.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
I'm very soft right now. Omega just said.
I don't know anyone well enough involved in this to really go too hard.
I mean, the kid that Thunder Rose is working could have a bright future. She's really young, decent athlete. Like, could be good one day, but this is just way too early for something like that, and it's just weird to me. But well,
It
I mean, good
screams
for her.
Just helping out somebody that's your buddy to pay for them to wrestle a name before they actually have the experience to like
Yes.
get anything off of it.
Yes.
I don't know who the girl you're referencing is, but like she's only had 10 matches. Even if she has a pretty good match with Thunder Rosa, she's not going to be able to make a name off of it until she's actually ready to get out and start traveling.
Right. That's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah, I think I know who it is. I would just say like that's cool for her to get to work somebody that's kind of a
It
name.
is.
I hope she learns something.
She's a good kid. She really is a good
I
kid.
think
But
we'll learn. So this is a good opportunity for her, but kind of a weird, just a waste of money.
yes, there's the thing. It's a waste of, like, it's just so. I mean, bringing in one of the best women workers in the world, you could really help put your promotion on the map if you could, do something different. But whatever.
You have somebody that's ready for that spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
This mostly stems from a booker that doesn't have money to put on wrestling shows.
Yeah.
So while all of these other fucks just have money but have no idea how to do wrestling. So
and in my
annoying.
case, we have a decent amount of money to put on shows at Revenge, but like we don't like relying on names. I'm like,
yeah, you build.
I like
people.
that we can. I like that we can say we built this from the ground up with our guys. I know Colin Delaney's been in WWE, but he doesn't really have that aura as a name. But like, we're building up shit with our own guys and trying to make them stars, not
Right.
Exactly, and that's what kind of
Wardlow
annoys
in
me.
the main event, and like guys that are good guys, but are like your guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we know how to make our guys into something, whereas a lot of these fucking money marks just want to see the people they know. So it's fucking annoying.
I'm not real big on names working names either. When you bring in two names and they work each other, I'm almost like,
That's completely pointless to me.
yeah, unless it's some kind of dream match.
I see a
like,
benefit to that if you have something big that's your own thing that you're also presenting that night. That way you're getting people in the door to spotlight your own thing.
That's a good call. Yeah.
That is the only way it makes sense.
But as we both know, that almost never happens.
I was going to say, but I rarely see that. That is a very good point, though.
So next we get Eddie Kingston doing the friend of my friend is, or the enemy of my enemy is also my friend, whatever.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, it was fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. The Bunny versus Red Velvet. Red Velvet did the Lita impression for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. She Lita herself right off the bat.
Yeah,
I think she
that
got
was
so lucky because she didn't plant on her nose like Lita did. I think she kind of got right at the back of her head.
Yeah, that was scary. And even you could tell that the Bunny was like, "Are you?"
She was trying to pull her down after it. Like,
yeah, she's like, "Stay down. Your neck's obviously broken." Fine.
So the redhead with Red Velvet. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
So in the outfit she was wearing, I could not get past the fact that she looked like Meredith from The Office.
Oh,
she did.
Wow. I don't think I heard you bury anyone harder.
Just because of the pale skin, the outfit, and the red hair. I was like, that's fucking Meredith. Like, I'm waiting for that thing to get pulled down and a titty to pop out.
Wow.
Oh man. Another hot take. Cash is on fire. Apparently Jason holds Cash down or something. I don't know what's going on.
We need to record exclusively on Sundays. I think that might be what it is.
I'm completely sober. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. This match actually wasn't that bad. I mean, there was some botchy stuff in it a little bit, but it wasn't a terrible match. The time wasn't ridiculous, I didn't think.
The Bunny's fairly solid. Red Velvet's pretty good for somebody at that experience level. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I wish they'd stop. It's mostly Jim Ross. I don't think he understands what to do with the Bunny because he keeps putting over that she's becoming something evil. That's already your gimmick, dude. Like, you keep trying to act like there's this character change happening, and it's not. It's already there. But, with her character, I do think she needs to lean a little bit harder into... I feel like she's trying to be Baby from Devil's Rejects
Oh yeah.
is, I feel like, kind of her inspiration.
Wow. Yeah.
Her and Pepper are hardcore into horror movies too, so you might actually be 100% right.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And if that's the case, I think she needs to lean even harder into that.
Speaking of revenge, guys, Pepper was one of your. Didn't he work Revenge?
Yep, main event at our first show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the match was good. Like, it was, it wasn't too long, didn't overstay its welcome. Showcased both of them really well.
Not a mention for anything on the show, but Butcher hasn't been on the show lately. I think there's something medical going on with him.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures of him getting checked out in the hospital and stuff. Nobody's really said anything, but
you said Butcher?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Andy.
he's got something. Hold on, he's got something wrong.
But he's also in the band, and the band's probably not touring, I assume, because of the pandemic yet.
No.
So that's not it.
Hold on, you guys just keep talking.
Keep
we got to vamp for time. Applebee's. Meredith from The Office.
But so anyway, the bunny. I think the bunny's actually pretty good. At first I didn't think she was probably going to be that good of a worker. I knew like some of her stuff she'd done in like TNA or whatever was okay, but I mean she's been a valet for forever, so I kind of forgot she could work. She wasn't bad, and like you said, Red Velvet, for as green as she is pretty good. And she's not dead after that dive, and that's an accomplishment altogether. So.
Right.
Lita couldn't do it. Lita died from
God.
it.
Did she?
So.
No.
Maybe. I mean, is that when she broke her neck, or was that just a?
That was her
okay.
first match back from a broken neck.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the first main event for women on Raw, right? The
Yeah.
Lita match. Okay.
Unless you count a mixed tag that had Trish Stratus and Stephanie McMahon.
I do not. So.
Okay, the Butcher has a hand injury, more specifically a thumb injury. So it must be bad enough. It must be bad enough that he can't wrestle for some reason.
Also, like that could hurt his music career. Like,
yeah, he's a bass guitarist.
He's a bass player. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's not wanting to risk it or something.
That makes a lot of sense. Maybe something he could work through, but do more damage to where he couldn't keep playing guitar if he did.
Yeah. So I knew there was something. I thought it was something with his hand because I remember thinking, well, that's not good for his career, his other career.
So next we get it's John Silver's birthday. So Evil Uno gets a TNT title shot. Okay, that's a weird way to shoehorn that in.
I hope everyone's as mad about this as I am.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know why. It's like the burger coupons are back.
So I can rationalize this, but also hate it at the same time.
Yeah.
They wanted to give a title shot here, and they came up with a reason, but the reason's really fucking stupid. Why would you give a guy a shot on his birthday?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, John Silver is an over character who got hurt in a TNT title match, so it would make sense that, hey, when you're ready to come back, we'll give you a TNT title match. Why did they have to use the birthday thing at all?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I understand. Couple things, though. If they're going to put over that there's a fucking ranking system.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the ranking.
Can we please stick to that? If we're not going to stick to it.
I get that, but are you one to say that nobody but the number one contender can ever have a title shot at any time ever?
Yes.
I'm against that.
I'm at least willing to say that they should be like in the top 3 or something.
See, here's the thing: they do one unified singles ranking. So the people that are 1 through 5 are the singles people. It's not the TNT people.
Yeah, there's not a TNT ranking and a world title ranking, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, then fine. I'll grant you that one. Now, my next problem with this, and I'm going to say this, and I don't want it misconstrued.
I'm going to misconstrue it. So go ahead.
But are the Dark Order just getting the what's the thing John Cena does a lot of? Make-A-Wish treatment because Brody died. Because this is like they always just get title shots.
They are over though. That group is over.
The story that they have said on TV is that their main purpose as a group right now is to win back the TNT title because that's Brody's title.
But shouldn't they like go and win matches then? Like, couldn't they have had a match tonight? Like on this show? Like instead of some of the other shit? Like It seems like every time they do get a title shot, it's just because of they're the Dark Order and there's sentimental feelings around them right now.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much is what it is. I mean,
and I don't think that helps anyone. So,
I mean, and also they do a promo segment to build up this match for Evil Uno versus Miro, and no one in the world thinks Evil Uno is going to beat Miro. Like, it's a lot of
also just a weird match that I don't know if they're going to mesh well.
I don't think they will.
I hope it's a very fast squash.
I
Yeah,
hope it's a very slow squash there.
I loved Miro's follow-up promo.
I did too.
That's weird because just like when he dropped a Jesus line, I checked out because he name dropped God. Like, I don't want that.
But then he said, "And then thank you for the hot wife."
I think.
Well, I didn't even hear that part because I was annoyed by the bringing religion into
I
it.
think it's just a gimmick, though.
I think it's.
Well, he's working me with it.
Yeah,
I think it's just him being a smartass.
Yeah, I think it's him being a smartass.
But then it's fucking hilarious that he questions why Evil Uno, because he goes, "That makes no sense. I'm bigger, faster." I just love that he's like, "Why would this be happening right now? Why would
the
you
same thing we're doing right now?" Was basically his promo.
Miro, to me, I get that Draven's checking out because of the Jesus thing, and I don't blame him if it was like a legit. He was really, really pushing it. But to me, Miro's one of the best talkers in the business right now. I love his shit. I love his promos.
I like Miro in general, yeah.
I like his work. I think he's solid at promos. I just stop relying on the weird religious God thing. Even if it is a smart ass thing, it's just weird and I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like he says it like tongue in cheek, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's
super
like religious.
It's like talking to Chance Prophet in the locker room. It's always about God. That was supposed to be a joke, but the way you guys react to it.
Joey's so nice. I can't. This next one, speaking of indie matches, this is whenever you have a name, like you bring in Dustin Rhodes and you have him work your best dude, and it's just like a random match for no reason.
So this is Battleground Thunder Rosa versus the Chick of the Week?
Yeah. I thought this Nick guy has a future or whatever when I first saw him or what, but this was random and dumb and bad and for no reason, and I think the worst main event in Dynamite history.
I agree with that, actually. Cash already texted us that he's going to go off about this, so I'm kind of just going to lay out.
I'll back off. Cash, you go do your thing.
All right, so real quick, when I watched this the first time, so JR...
The first time? You watched it twice?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I just watched it.
You're a sadist, man. Sadist.
Well, so I watched this Friday night. Like, this was when I turned over to AEW. This was just coming on, so I watched it then. But then as I went back to rewatch the show for today, I watched it again just to make sure that, you know...
Was it a fever dream?
Right, like... So, but Jim Ross gets all pissy at some point because he says something about, "You're not going to see any headlocks."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Headlocks, remember those?"
Yep.
Like, JR hates this product more than we ever could.
He shoots on it a lot. Do you ever listen to Grill and JR at all?
No.
Yes.
I do, and he shoots on the product a lot.
I feel like he fucking hates it. Could we get him to guest host?
Maybe. I mean, if we got money,
I like AEW. Wait, is that what we're doing? Saying that we hate it? I like AEW way better than anything else out there.
I've
keep sending those checks on time.
But like the whole, like, you know, on JR's podcast, he'll be like, he's like, "Guys today just slap legs and hit Canadian destroyers and never do." Like, he says that on the podcast all the time, and I'm like, you know, you're talking about your product.
I think he leans into that on the podcast because he knows more people listen if there's controversy, but he forgot that, like, you're not supposed to be doing that for the wrestling show you're calling. He's, like, doing his Grilling JR character when he's on the air for wrestling.
Yeah.
And I guess when I say the product, I mean more of, like, JR just hates wrestling now, I think. So I don't understand why he's involved. I mean, money.
Yeah, money.
But he could be doing something backstage and getting paid money, I would assume. But okay, so this match, just fucking blew. Like, there's no reason whatsoever you can give me to make this the main event of this match, I guess, other than that we're doing Saturday night's main event booking.
Yeah,
because then
that's
it
why I
makes
said I
sense.
was hoping Greg Valentine would have been.
This was
better.
Greg Valentine versus Hercules Hernandez for some
Yeah,
reason.
wow, yeah, it is.
This goes to show you how fucking bad this Nightmare Family feud thing is. This is the main event caliber match from that feud.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
they couldn't even put Cody and Lee Johnson on against QT Marshall and a Go-Go, LL Governor, in the main event. Like, even though that's supposed to have been the focus of that feud.
Yeah,
Then you have random-ass Fuego del Sol, whoever the fuck that is, jumping on Nick Comoroto's back. And honestly, it's just, that might as well have just been a child in a lucha mask.
Also, like, why is the babyface having a guy cheat for him and, like, the heel throwing him away? Like, that's weird, too. And he also powerbombed him right on the back of those chairs, or, like, threw him right on the back of those chairs.
Well, so, like, without them saying that's Fuego del Sol, I don't think anyone would have known that. And then a few minutes later, Colton Gunn runs in to fight off, what's his name?
Solo.
Yeah.
And I get that, like, Tony and JR are only seeing Colton Gunn from the back, but it kind of says something about the current state of professional wrestlers when the guy on your roster, two of your main commentators, can't tell who that guy is. Because they're like, who's that? And Excalibur had to be like, that's Colton Gunn. And they're like, oh, yeah, it is. Like, he has a very big top knot, so you should at least be able to figure out who that guy. But no one cares about any of these dudes. Yet somehow they're involved in a main event fucking match.
Yeah. And when's the last time Dustin Rhodes wrestled on this show?
Didn't he wrestle QT Marshall just a few weeks ago?
Maybe.
Oh, he did he? I don't know.
It was
Can't
when
remember.
Cody. It was the match when Cody came back. When he brought the big bus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Yeah. But, like,
because-
why is this a main event? I just don't
well,
understand.
so then you put Dustin Rhodes over.
Yeah. That makes no sense either.
That part I don't have an issue with. That part, like, when you're trying to build up the mystique of dudes in the old school way, the bull rope match is Dustin Rhodes' match. Why would, like, he should win 99% of all the bull rope matches he's in. It's his fucking gimmick.
But who can't? Why are we building up Dustin Rhodes, though?
Yeah,
We're not necessarily building him up. We're just making the one thing that he's good at stay good. He's good
But
at bull rope matches.
wouldn't that make one of the guys that's going to be one of your future guys look even better because he beat Dustin Rhodes in his own match?
Yeah.
Yes, but after watching this match, are you going to say Nick Comoroto was the right guy to get that fucking rub?
I don't think it would have mattered.
I don't know if Nick's bad or it's just that he shouldn't have been in a bull rope match for his, like, basically debut on the roster.
I also
Standpoint, one of the things I think this match was so clunky, and it's weird, but, like, so a bull rope is a rope, clearly, and it's, like, flexible, and a lot of the stuff is they taped the rope together, so it was more like the steel cable that ring ropes are made from. It did not cooperate with them, and it was really fucking them up with a lot of the movement stuff they were doing. I don't know who had the idea to wrap tape around it and make it more rigid. Giggity.
So I personally don't think of Dustin Rhodes when I hear a bull rope match.
They said right when he came out, he's 14-1 in bull rope matches.
Well, that's fine, but I can't tell you any of them.
Yeah. Okay,
might
Megan, name two Dustin Rhodes bull rope matches, not counting this one.
Terry Funk in WCW in 1999.
Okay.
And I believe Ric Flair in WCW in 1999.
You really worked Flair in one? Ugh.
Yeah, okay. But, yeah, I don't remember. I don't know if everybody thinks of Dustin Rhodes as Gold Dust. So that's what Gold Dust is known. That's what he's known for, I think.
I agree.
I think they're actively hardcore trying to retcon that because that's not what he wants to be known for.
Right.
Well, he's almost, 80, so he can put young guys over now is what he should be doing.
No, he finally made it to 80 where he gets to go over. That's how Vince works. Why shouldn't AEW do that?
To me, this is a wasted opportunity. If you're going to make this a main event,
I'm not arguing with anything that either one of you have said other than I get why Dustin went over. I don't think it's a main event. I don't think it made sense to do it with like. I don't understand it either. It was a very jobberish match to close out your post pay-per-view TV with.
Even if he would have beat QT Marshall in a bull rope match, I'd have been like, yeah, okay. But Nick Comoroto is a big fucking scary looking dude. Just let him let him go over Dustin. You don't have to then turn around and push him to the moon.
Maybe I
let him
have
that.
an opinion of Comoroto after this match, but I don't think he can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time after seeing what he did there.
He might not be able to. I probably wouldn't have put him in a main event gimmick match then.
Yeah, I mean, just his look alone, I was like, all right, I'm interested. But now I'm like, yeah, I don't know now. I'll give him one more chance. I'd like to see him in something regular and see if he was okay. But
yeah, let's see him work a non-gimmick match against somebody under the age of 50, and I'll give him another chance.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Yeah.
Which, I mean, and that's a thing AEW needs to fucking get better at then. Quit putting guys in spots they're not ready for, like when they did with 10.
Yeah.
Again, quit doing that to people.
100% agree with you.
You now have however many fucking shows you have to develop guys.
So they have the opposite problem that WWE has. WWE doesn't book on potential. Like there'll be guys that were like, man, this guy could be awesome. They don't book on potential. They make you work your way from the bottom no matter how much potential you have. And AEW goes, this guy has potential. Let's put him in the main event tonight.
Yeah. And it comes across as very indie wrestling.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think I'm not on the same page with that, because this is the first time I can remember them putting something obviously not meant for the main event on a main event spot.
Well, I mean, on TV in general.
I'll say this when they put 10 against Darby. That also.
Yeah.
Good.
But like,
even generally, don't do that very often.
Yeah, in general though, like, I mean, I think that was my problem with Joey Janela. I don't think he was ready for TV, and he was being shoved out there, and I'm like, this is not a. I mean, he may have potential, and they saw potential, and he was kind of a name in the Indies, so they're just like, all right, you're on TV now. And he was not a TV wrestler.
Are you aware that he main evented the first pay-per-view that Moxley worked against Moxley?
I know, and I think that was not good.
So, because, like, I feel like Janela, was he, like, a big, like, connection point for everybody?
He has a huge following on the Indies and stuff. Like,
yeah.
He's over. He is one of the head guys at GCW, which is super over, even if you don't like what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't know as far as, like, when it comes to I get that he has a big following. Like, I don't mind Joe Janela. I think he's whatever. But, like, I agree with Tim. He definitely shouldn't be, like, main eventing anything, I don't think. But I just feel like he was, like, a big connector between a lot of the talent for AEW to get them all into one promotion, maybe.
I don't know if it's that so much as I know the Young Bucks are real high on him, and like after he worked All In and had the best match on the show at All In with Hangman, I think they were super on board with him and wanted him involved.
So has he been like in their circle for before AEW even, or was it because of his performance?
It was the show they did before AEW was a thing, and him and Hangman pretty much stole the show at that show.
Yeah, so was that what put him on their radar, or was he already kind of like in their circle?
I think so. I think his buzz got him on that show, and then his performance in that match got him in there.
Okay.
In the good graces.
That makes a little more, because I never
understood
like how that happened.
He has kind of slipped down in their good graces, it seems like.
But let's also not forget, I don't know if you guys are aware, but he completely destroyed his fucking knee at an indie show. Like,
yeah.
He tore ACL, MCL, meniscus, and like fucking broke his kneecap.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So everything you're saying is still right, but like it's not. He wasn't always what he is now. He's kind of lost a step because of that injury.
Yeah. Well, before we end this, let me go through the few things Jason had here. So he thought the Death Triangle and the Bucks match was good. He didn't expect them to lose because outside interference, but it wasn't a title match. We're talking about that. The Andrade debut was good, he said, which, I mean, I think he just means
I disagree hardcore.
I think he means that he's just there, that he debuted. He said, so Jade turned down Vicky to be her manager, and she ends up with Andrade. So it seems like a good trade-off to me. His suit with his name inside is fire. Hopefully they book him like a top guy, not like the rest of Vicky's stable. He said the rest was shit, and he gave it a
Wait, what is Vicky's stable?
I didn't know Vicky had a stable either, does she?
She has Nyla Rose. She has like one or two people because they all. I thought so, anyways.
I thought it was
just
just
Nyla.
Maybe it is just. No, I thought there was another person too.
But he gave it a 30, so we'll throw Jason's out there first. Who wants to go next?
Let me get my count in. We had 17 total segments. 12 of them were promos. 5 were matches. Of those 5, 2 had post-match attacks. I did not like this show. I'm going 32.
Wow.
I tried to do a count of since, like I said, I had watched the Dustin Rhodes, the main event match beforehand, and when JR made the headlocks comment, I tried to, throughout the show, keep track of how many headlocks were in matches, but I kept forgetting to do that. But but honestly, I don't know if there were any headlocks. JR might have been right.
Do you count a bulldog as a headlock?
No, nope. I only would be counting like what
A traditional headlock.
a traditional headlock, and I don't think there were any. So I tried to call JR on his bullshit, and I think
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, even though I don't remember seeing it for sure, there had to have been at least one headlock in the Jungle Boy Christian tag match. You're telling me there's no headlock send off the ropes in a tag match like that?
So I went back when I realized towards the end of the show that I forgot to look for a lot of it. I went back and watched like the first minute of every match and the opening of everything, and didn't see one in any opening start of a match. So unless they came back to it late, which they definitely could have, I don't think there was a single headlock on the show. So Jim Ross, you win this round.
Oh, there will be more rounds.
But I am not finished with you, JR. My rating for this show overall is a 10.
Wow.
Lowest of all time.
I struggled to. I went back and read my notes. I went back and rethought about the show. I struggled to find positives. Miro's promo was. I enjoyed that for the few seconds it was. There just wasn't anything happening on this show.
So I told you guys, but I didn't mention this. This automatically, when I watched it, got a bump because of I watch indie workers who aren't good wrestle previously.
Name names, you coward.
The night before, and well, even like James Storm, like didn't really.
Wow, that's a name to name.
Yeah, but so like it gave it an automatic bump when I watched it, and with that automatic bump, it is a 21.
Wow.
So without that bump, you'd be right there with me.
Probably, yeah.
I think you said you gave it like 10 points.
Yeah, it probably got a 10. I mean, us talking. So my idea, I always have a general number, and us talking, I figure it as I go. Base. I was going to go about a 25 is what I originally was thinking, but as we talked, I took a couple points off, and sometimes I'll add a couple, sometimes I'll take a couple, and I actually took a couple off as we talked. So yeah.
I still overall enjoy AEW and think it's a lot better than the competition. It's
Especially
just there's
Raw.
not a lot to put over on this show.
Yeah.
I try not to compare it to anything else though. Like whenever I'm scoring it, I try to just its own self for those 2 hours, and I try to see if a storyline gets advanced in a good way, I give points. If they start something, like I just felt like even when they tried to advance the storyline, they didn't do it very well. A lot of things fell flat. The Andrade debut was terrible. There was I didn't think anything positive really from the show.
Wow.
They had a lot of Big Macs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why I gave it a 10, honestly, now I'm thinking about it. Like, I can't.
All right. Well, this was almost as long as our duel episode, and this was a show that we basically just hated. But,
I think the ones that we don't like are funner to talk about.
Yeah, I agree, because we're all like, that was really good. Okay, moving on. But so I guess that's it, and we will all head to Applebee's to meet in the bathroom. And
who's bringing the gimmicks?
Well, I mean, I think you can just get them at Applebee's, right? The cooks.
Who's hitting the Rite Aid on the way?
I got you covered. And real quick, one more time, thank you to our new sponsor, shooting good in the neighborhood, Applebee's.